Well, ladies and gentlemen, this show for Smackdown, August 21st, 2018. Decent show. A lot of promo segments, not too much wrestling, but storyline development did happen on the show, which was very nice. Unlike Monday Night Raw, which you didn't see a whole lot of that at all. Mostly boring matches, people doing interesting things. But SmackDown had a little bit of a twist to it. I mean, you did see a touch of unrealism and sometimes very saddening things to watch on a wrestling program like WWE, but it's to be expected because we're in the PG era. Woohoo! Whoop-de-fucking-do. So, what did I think of the main event for the SmackDown Tag Team titles in a no disqualification match? I thought it was pretty damn good. Probably the best main event that fucking either one of these two shows, Raw or SmackDown, has for this week. The Universal Championship, though, last night was pretty damn good. I enjoyed watching that matchup, even though Roman Reigns won. It was entertaining. It did get the crowd up on their feet. I was interested in it. I thought Roman Reigns was going to lose, which would have been really fucking cool. Having the Shield reunite again, and possibly maybe we might see Roman Reigns as a heel, may happen. But if he's just a face and the whole Shield group is a face, it's going to be ridiculous. And that's more likely what's going to happen because that's what WWE does with Roman Reigns anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But this is SmackDown. This is my review, my opinion about the show, and I have to say it was a good show. There was nothing bad about it. I mean, there was some bad things here and there, like very goofy segments here, but some decent show. Worth watching. It was 2 hours of some entertainment involved. The main event was the best match on the whole entire wrestling card. Lana and Rusev finally got a victory over Seaman Amos against Zelina Vega. We finally saw a victory for Rusev and Lana in this whole situation, and Aiden English came to their aid and helped them win. So that was a pretty cool scene, but I don't think Cien Amos should have lost anything here. I think they should have just ended it after SummerSlam, to be honest with you. We also had Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy go at it one-on-one. Jeff Hardy got disqualified for kicking Randy Orton in the groin while he was down, actually, instead of standing up. And he went ahead and went to a darker side that Jeff Hardy's never tapped into before. So, kind of interesting. I'm not quite sure if you could say Jeff's a bad guy, Randy Orton's a bad guy, or they're just both wanting to tap into that evil side of themselves or something like that. I'm not quite sure you could say either way, but I would assume Randy Orton's a bad guy, Jeff Hardy's a good guy in this situation. Naomi and Peyton Royce, I did not watch this match, did not care to see this match, didn't give a flying fuck. Just to give you my ratings on these 4 matches that occurred during this event, the Randy Orton Jeff Hardy match, 3 out of 5 stars, mainly because of good storyline development. Match itself was the same shit you've always seen. Naomi and Peyton Royce, did not fucking watch it, don't care to. Lana and Rusev versus Cien Amos and Zelina Vega. Very good matchup. It was decent overall. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the tag team titles match in the main event with the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers was a very good match at that. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Good tag team wrestling in this one. Even though it was a tornado tag match, it was still a lot better than what you'll see on Monday Night Raw for tag team wrestling. But, as always, NXT is the best place for tag team wrestling as well as anything else on that fucking show because they're the only ones that seem to care about professional wrestling. So yeah. This matchup, though, the main event that they had, I really felt that this should have been the SummerSlam matchup that should have happened. Should have been a no disqualification match, and just was that. And given the New Day the opportunity to win the tag team titles on the SummerSlam pay-per-view instead of SmackDown, I think that was ridiculous. And then with this match being the way it would have worked great for SummerSlam. It would have boosted SummerSlam a little bit more. But they didn't go that route, unfortunately. And that's because WWE's stupid. What can we say from that? Let me see here. What else? Miz and Daniel Bryan. We finally got good news. Daniel Bryan is signed with WWE. They would have not announced a matchup with Daniel Bryan, Brie Bella versus Maurice and The Miz in a mixed tag team match at Hell in a Cell if he wasn't signed back onto the WWE main roster. So more than likely, this is going to stick. I don't believe they're going to go ahead and make an announcement and then cancel it after September 1st. So you're definitely not going to see Daniel Bryan at an All-In pay-per-view. Unfortunately. That would have been pretty fucking cool if that would have happened. Let's see, what else can we say here? We had Becky Lynch come out, announce her grievances about Charlotte winning the Women's Championship on SmackDown and screwing her out of the title by hitting her with her finisher maneuver and then getting pinned 1, 2, 3. And she was very, very real in this, very raw. A lot of emotion, and she just felt very upset that her own best friend would go ahead and make her be the one pinned just so she could be so selfish of herself to win, when in the first place, Becky Lynch has been earning her opportunity to get a one-on-one title shot against Carmella, and then Charlotte came in back from injury and got the opportunity to be able to be a challenger for the Women's Championship as well. So very good storyline telling by SmackDown Creative. I think they're going the right way. I informed everyone, if they were going to have Becky Lynch lose, she better be turning heel while Charlotte's the champion. Personally, I feel that this matchup, Charlotte and Becky Lynch, should be the main event of Evolution for the women's all-in women's pay-per-view. I personally feel that that's what should be the main event. Fuck because Raw is the superior brand, flagship show, longest running show on the WWE roster. I don't care about that. What I care is what is the most built up and best matchup that you could possibly put on the main card as the main event. This matchup would definitely be that. Another matchup that could be announced, but I doubt it will happen, is Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. That is definitely a matchup that I could see the Raw Women's Championship being hosted as the main event for the women's pay-per-view event. But with that standing, if that match wasn't to be announced and Ronda Rousey faces like Nikki Bella, which is being hinted to happen, or if we get her facing some other female wrestler that's not deserving of it, I honestly don't want to see Ronda Rousey in the main event with the Women's Championship on the line against anybody. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair should be the main event. They are the best storyline going right now as storylines go, personally through personal grievances of not being able to be the champion. Selfishness by Charlotte Flair. It shows Charlotte Flair somewhat in some degree being selfish, I would say. But at the same time, it's every woman's for herself. She was trying to win a world championship. She's trying to become the best. She is just wanting to be a champion. She's got to go ahead and take what's advantage to her, and take what's open to her and use it and get the win. And that's all she did. But at the same time, she's taking away the opportunity of a lifetime for Becky Lynch. And I think with this matchup, this would be great for SmackDown, number one, because I think SmackDown has the best storyline when it comes to the main roster, at least. When you compare it to fucking NXT in the mix, you can't compare any of it. But truthfully, this would be the best match as a main event goes. But do I feel this match should be on the card? Oh, definitely. This matchup needs to be on the women's card for this all women's pay-per-view Evolution on October 28th. This definitely needs to happen. I don't think they should make the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell at all. This matchup should not be at that event. I honestly think that these two should compete at Evolution and build it from now all the way October to make it very epic and very important. That's just how I feel. They brawled throughout this entire segment mostly, and it lasted about probably almost 5 minutes. So, they gave us some really interesting look into Becky Lynch as a human being. She showed a lot of raw emotion, as I already mentioned, and she felt very real. She's not this goofy smile moron. She comes across genuine to me. And that's how I want to see Becky Lynch. If they get her to go back to being a face again, this is the type of personality I want to see. I want to see intensity. I want to see determination. With her turning heel now, with this character that she's playing, there's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of passion behind her that wants to be the women's champion. And I really like that. I think that is something that gives her more than enough right to be claimed as the women's SmackDown's champion. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Let me see here. Miz and Daniel Bryan, I already mentioned. That was a fucking ridiculous segment with Miz. I am getting really kind of tired of him. But that's his whole gimmick, is to make you pissed off at him. We also got to see Carmella re-invoked her rematch clause for the SmackDown Women's title match. So that's that's happening next week. We're also getting, we also saw, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. AJ Styles was asked how did he feel about what happened at SummerSlam. He felt not very proud of himself for his actions, but he got mad. He was upset for what Samoa Joe said, and he went about it his way of kicking his ass, and he got himself disqualified in the process. He did say, though, that once he sees him face-to-face again, he promises he will beat him senseless. Well, he got to see him face-to-face, and he didn't get to do any of that. Samoa Joe came from underneath the ramp, grabbed his legs, swept from underneath him, and he went face first onto the floor, pulled him down to the lower part of the arena, and put him in a rear naked choke and put him to sleep. Then he had this moment with the microphone that was really intense, very personal too. My God, Samoa Joe is he's fucking unreal. He is the most intense guy on the main roster right now when it comes to promos or anything for that matter. He is awesome on the microphone and very, very real. Him and Becky Lynch tonight had a lot of raw emotion. Samoa Joe, though, he was fucking brutal. He was like, Wendy, hey, guess what? I think that's what her name is. Whatever. He said AJ Styles' wife's name in the camera and said, well, I guess your husband's going to have to come home and tuck the kids in tonight, but there's a little bit of a problem. He's a little taking a nap his own self. So, that was kind of really personal right there and very gruesome. This matchup, it's going to Hell in a Cell match. That is a guarantee. There's no doubt about it. These two guys need to be in Hell in a Cell. The way this whole thing went to a whole nother level with the whole insulting the family thing, that definitely is going to lead to a Hell in a Cell match, most definitely. No rocket scientist has to figure that out. Anyone can figure that out. trying to think of other things that happen on the show because I don't really take the notes and I don't have the website in front of me. I don't have another cell phone to use, so I'm using my own personal cell phone that I talk off of to record this. But I'm just trying to remember shit off the top of my head. We had the Good Boys, or the Good Brothers, whatever the fuck they are calling themselves now, with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, formerly known as the Club. They're challenging the Bar one-on-one in a matchup next week. Whoever wins is going to get a shot for the Smackdown tag team titles against the New Day now that they're the new tag team champions. Trying to think of the other things that were done on this show. Yeah, I think I pretty much hit everything that was very important. Everything else, really nothing major to talk about. The show overall wasn't bad. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. And it's definitely, I would recommend seeing it again if you didn't get a chance to see it or something like that. But anyway, guys, if I missed anything, please bring it to my attention. I do apologize. I'll try to do better with the next week episodes for Raw and SmackDown. I'll try to maybe check out the results page and whatnot before I go into these videos. Just try to remember them as best as I can. But anyway, guys, leave your comments and opinions down below. Let me know if I missed anything on this show, as well as leave your comments and opinions of what you guys thought of the show itself. Hit the like button if you liked the video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great night.